You're listening to the Options Insider Radio Network. For more quality options programs, visit www.theoptionsinsider.com or search for Options Insider Radio Network in your podcast provider of choice. Listeners can also access all of our programming through our mobile app, available in iTunes and on Google Play.
The options market can be a confusing place. Sorting through the daily avalanche of data, alerts, updates, articles, and analysis to find the most important information is an overwhelming prospect. But now you have help. Welcome to the Options News Rundown, the only program that breaks through the noise to bring you the most important news and information from the world of options. Every day we bring you the top 5 option stories curated by the options experts at theoptionsinsider.com, the premier source for free options information. The Options News Rundown is brought to you by Market Taker Mentoring, the leader in option trader education. Get trader education, daily trade ideas, and more with a free 1-week trial of Market Taker Mentoring's live Advantage group coaching class by visiting markettaker.com/insider. And now it's time to break through the noise. It's time for your Options News Rundown.
Good morning. Today is Tuesday, June 5th, 2018. This is your Options News Rundown. I'm Dan Passarelli. Our first story of the day comes by way of investing.com, and it's the top 5 things to know in the market on Tuesday. The first thing to know is U.S. stocks are set to continue the climb. The U.S. futures pointed to a higher open on Wall Street as bullish sentiment in tech stocks continued to bolster risk appetite. At 6:02 a.m. Eastern Time, the blue chip Dow futures gained 57 points or 0.23%, and S&P futures rose 6 points or 0.21%. Second thing to know is eyes are on the $1 trillion mark for Apple's market cap. Shares of Apple closed at record highs as its annual developer conference, WWDC, got underway on Monday. The conference, which continues through June 8th, attracts attention from both the tech and finance world as Apple often reveals new tools and features. That was the case on Monday as the tech giant revealed its new operating system, iOS 12. A new augmented reality toolkit, and a series of apps to help curb use on iPhone and iPads. The tech giant said the new software update would speed up newer and older iPhone models. This comes a few months after Apple was heavily criticized, as some alleged the tech giant's update purposely slowed the performance of older iPhones to encourage users to upgrade. They wouldn't do that, would they? The third thing to know is ISM non-manufacturing PMI is to capture attention on the data front. Service sector activity in the U.S. will focus investor attention on Tuesday as the Institute of Supply Management releases its non-manufacturing purchasing managers index at 10 a.m. Eastern Time. Growth is expected to accelerate to 57.9 for May, from the previous reading of 56.8. The fourth thing to know today is trade negotiations and North Korea remain in focus. Though stocks were broadly higher on Tuesday, concerns over trade negotiations remained in focus as U.S. Commerce Secretary Wilbur Ross left China with no advances over tariffs, and President Donald Trump prepared to head to Canada to a gathering of the G7 leaders in Quebec on Friday. The meeting of the group's finance ministers and central bank governors over the weekend saw the U.S. heavily criticized for Trump's tariff policies. Relations with North Korea were also on watch as the White House said late Monday that Trump's first meeting with the North Korean leader Kim Jong-un would take place at 9 a.m. Singapore time on June 12th. The fifth thing to know is oil heads lower ahead of weekly inventory data. Oil prices continued to decline through though U.S. crude's losses were minimal in early trade on Tuesday as an increase in U.S. crude production and concerns that OPEC would increase output continued to dampen sentiment and investors looked ahead to the latest U.S. stockpile data. That's a long sentence. A fresh batch of crude oil inventory data from the American Petroleum Institute is due Tuesday after data last week showed a build in weekly U.S. crude stockpiles. Our second story today comes by way of investing.com. Mexico slaps tariffs on U.S. steel and agricultural products. Mexico will impose tariffs of 15% to 25% on U.S. steel products and on some agricultural goods, the Mexican Economy Ministry said on Tuesday after pledging to retaliate against U.S. President Donald Trump's metals tariffs. The ministry published a list of new tariffs in the government's official gazette, which included a 20% tariff on U.S. pork imports, apples, and potatoes, and 20 to 25% rates on types of cheeses and bourbon. The ministry also said it was opening a 350,000-ton tariff-free quota for imports of pork legs and shoulders from other countries. Our third story today is from investing.com. Bitcoin continues to struggle as interest in cryptos wanes. Cryptocurrency struggled Tuesday as Bitcoin continued to trade lower, falling below the 7,500 mark. Bitcoin was trading at 74.3910, falling 1.11% on the Bitfinex exchange as of 8:27 a.m. Eastern, compared to a session high of 75.5430 on Monday. Most virtual currencies plunged in May after the U.S. Department of Justice opened a criminal investigation into the possibility that traders are manipulating the Bitcoin market. That seems ironic, but I get it. Other digital coins were mixed on Tuesday, with Ethereum, the world's second largest cryptocurrency by market cap, falling 0.63% to $589.34 on the Bitfinex exchange. Ripple, the third largest virtual currency, increased 2.33% to 66.034 cents, while Litecoin was at 117.70, down 2%. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is news you can use for today, Tuesday, June 5th, 2018. Your options news rundown. I'm Dan Passarelli. Trade smart and have a great day.
Thank you for listening to the Options News Rundown. To learn more about these stories or any other developments from the world of options, visit www.theoptionsinsider.com, the premier source for free options information. The Options News Rundown is brought to you by Market Taker Mentoring, the leader in option trader education. Get trader education, daily trade ideas, and more with a free 1-week trial of Market Taker Mentoring's live Advantage group coaching class by visiting markettaker.com/insider.
The preceding program was a production of the Options Insider Radio Network. For more quality options programs, visit www.theoptionsinsider.com or search for Options Insider Radio Network in your podcast provider of choice. Listeners can also access all of our programming through our mobile app, available in iTunes and on Google Play. Don't forget to follow along with your favorite programs and submit your own questions for the hosts at twitter.com/options, facebook.com/theoptionsinsider, or via questions@theoptionsinsider.com.